Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Let's start with a story about a seemingly ordinary day that spiraled into an unforgettable encounter with a customer known as Karen at a local hardware store. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. Ex-employee chews out a Karen. So for some context, this story involves me, a nice lady, a Karen, Karen's husband, and a guy who used to work there. We'll call him Adam, but he's actually my hero. I work at a large hardware store as an appliance associate. We wear orange aprons, so I'll let you figure out where that is. Now, I don't usually work in flooring, but the regular flooring guy was on break, so after the nice lady asked me to get something down from the overhead floor, I headed over there to help. Seeing Karen and Adam standing at the carpet cutting machine, not together, I tell them I'll come help them as soon as I was done with the nice lady. After about 2 minutes, I returned to the carpet cutting machine to find Karen gone, leaving me to talk Adam through what would be best for him to get for his project. Just as I'm getting ready to roll out the carpet we decided on, Karen comes stomping back. Karen, there you are. Adam, it's all right, man. Take care of her first. I'm not in any rush. Me, how can I help you, ma'am? Karen, I need 60 feet of AstroTurf. How effing hard is that? I start rolling out her carpet. You should have just done that to begin with. Are you stupid or something? All you people are lazy, good-for-nothing R-words. Adam, ma'am, there's no reason to talk to him like that. He's just doing his job. Karen, not effing fast enough? Not that it's any of your business. You need to stay out of our conversation. Adam, obviously done with her bullcrap. Look, he's just trying to do his job, and you're acting like a bee. A verbal smackdown ensues until my manager, we'll call her Debbie, walks over to intervene. Manager, is there a problem? Karen, I was just having a conversation with this lady, points to me, and he starts being rude. You need to handle it. Manager, ma'am, he doesn't work here. I don't know what you want me to tell you. My manager proceeds to try and talk the woman down while I roll and cut her carpet. By the time I had her carpet ready, her husband had arrived with a cart to load it up. Then, thinking everything was over, my manager walks away and I turn to Adam to get him his carpet. That's when I realized that Karen had been telling her husband what happened. Husband storming out to Adam, "Did you call my wife a bee?" Adam shrugging, I said she was acting like a bee. There's no reason to talk to associates the way she did. Husband, you need to learn some effing respect. You can't talk to customers like that. Adam, I am a customer, which means I can say the things everyone else is thinking, but can't say. Then the husband tried to fight Adam before my manager came back and escorted the couple to the front. Come to find out, Adam used to work there and loved the opportunity to tell customers everything he'd never been able to when he worked there. I've never been so satisfied. I'm really glad you didn't end this with, and my manager gave Karen a discount to stop her from complaining. And our second story. You want me to do a worse job intentionally? Okay. I work in IT, and my first job was a Tier 1 tech support agent for a call center. Our company had contracts with a lot of smaller ISPs, and we'd take a high volume of calls for various types of issues depending on who called in. For me, 40 calls in a day was pretty normal. Unlike most people who were just reading a script and collecting a check, I always had a vested interest in technology and also held some IT certifications, which was not the norm here. I was really good at solving technical problems for customers and worked really hard. After working there for a few months, management decided they wanted to start micromanaging the heck out of people and made up tons of strict metrics that they thought sounded good, but were not backed by actual data to implement. One of their metrics is they wanted people to target a 12-minute call time with the customer, and anything over 20 minutes was really bad. That sounds reasonable, but they didn't account for people who were really good at their job and resolved a lot of issues. My call times would fluctuate between 6 and 7 minutes because, again, I was skilled at problem solving in this area, and I resolved all of the customer issues I could. It turns out that people who had under 9-minute call times would lose points on their rating because it was so much under the average, so my scores in the spreadsheet were falling because I was too fast. My supervisor was scored on his agent's performances, so his score was also really bad due to the fact that I was good at my job and scoring a 0 every week for average handle time. The contracts we had with these companies we supported paid out to our company based on things like tickets created, issues resolved, number of calls, etc. So I was essentially making the company 2 to 3 times as much as a slow agent per night I clocked into work. However, because of our amazing performance rating system, my ability to do my job well was hurting both my score and my supervisor's score and getting both of us in trouble. They had a team of a couple of leads listen to all my calls to figure out what I was cheating on or not doing that was in the process for our clients to make my call time so short. But I had everything I was supposed to in all my tickets and was resolving issues, so they found nothing. When we had our weekly one-on-one meeting after this had been going on for a couple of weeks, my supervisor specifically told me that he wanted me to do a worse job from this point forward because it would help both of us. He wanted me to add in random small talk, resolve things slower, and type up my tickets slower. At first, I was in disbelief and attempted to argue this, but then I was like, okay, if that's really what you want, I can do it. So that night, I talked to random customers about Destiny 2 and other nonsense and made the company less money because that's exactly what they wanted. And what do you know? I never got in trouble for call times again. Yay for administrators that lack common sense and the bureaucracy that comes with it. What would we ever do without them? And our next story. Man tries to steal my shopping cart. This happened to me about a month ago. I was running errands and my final stop was to buy some groceries. I'd just gotten off work and was still in my work uniform, which is a black polo with a big staff across the back and my company's logo on the front of the shirt. Now, I hate walking into stores with a staff shirt on. I'm not a fan of strange people knowing where I work or causing confusion for having a staff shirt on when I don't work at a business. For this reason, if I'm in my work shirt, I will throw on a jacket or hoodie before I walk in someplace. This is exactly what I'd done just before I entered the grocery store. So my staff shirt for the place that I do work is completely covered by an oversized varsity jacket with studs and a big tiger across the back. I have ripped black jeans on. The uniform for the grocery store is green branded t-shirts and khaki pants. I look nothing like the staff there. Because this is the time of COVID, when I go to grab a shopping cart, I stop by the sanitizing station to wipe down the cart before I begin shopping. The sanitizing station is just inside the entrance doors of the grocery store. As I'm finishing up wiping down my shopping cart, another shopper walks in, a man with a baseball cap on. The man sees me cleaning a shopping cart, walks up to me and says, "Oh great, thanks," and tries to grab the front of the cart and walk away. Not understanding yet that he thought I worked there, I think he's trying to steal it from me and have a vice grip on the back of the cart, which causes him to stumble. He whips his head back around and goes, "What are you?" before cutting off mid-sentence and actually looking at me in my ripped skinny jeans and my tiger varsity jacket and my judging eyes. He then quietly says, "Oh, you don't work here," before immediately turning around and walking away into the grocery store without a cart of his own. As I watched him walk away, finally realizing that he thought I was cleaning the cart for him, I see him pulling his baseball hat low on his head in shame. He then stood in the distance by a soda display, hat low, and turns to face the shopping cart section, no doubt waiting for me to leave the area. I chuckled as I walked away to do my shopping, and when I was finally a safe distance away, I did catch him out of the corner of my eye, slowly approach the carts again, shake his head slightly, and grab one. It's all right, man. We all make mistakes. And our last story. The old woman from the HOA is trespassing on my property. 2011. I kept having arguments with the local HOA hag. She was a 70-ish-year-old woman. This skeletal demon kept sending me fines in the mail for things I didn't even do. Some drunk crashed through my front garden, $150 fine. Unkept yard, one day after the incident. Went on a business trip, didn't mow the lawn for 9 days, $100 fine, lawn uncut. Some butthole parked on my lawn while I was on a business trip, $50 fine, not parking on driveway or street. Neighbor didn't mow the hill between our properties, which was technically his land, $150 fine, unkept yard. To me. I tried taking the civil route and discussing the issues and false fines, but the swamp hag would argue and throw a fit. I started mailing empty envelopes to the HOA with "blow it out your butt" written inside with Sharpie. Eventually, 3 people from the HOA politely showed up at my house. I politely showed my itinerary and property lines, and they dropped the fines. Hag wasn't with them. I had to correct a drainage issue in my yard. Poor grading caused water to pool at my foundation. I built a retaining wall and regraded the backyard myself to improve drainage. One day I was sitting in my living room and I saw motion in my backyard. It was the Draugr Queen, complete with clipboard and camera. She started taking pictures behind my house. I went out and said, "Can I help you?" "I'm Haggy McHaggis from the HOA." "Okay, and this is my property. Please leave. I can be here if I want." "No, you can't. Leave now." At this point, she threatened to call the police. I was having a bad week, bad month, really. I said, "Look, you withered husk, you have 2 options. You either get the hell off my property and return to your sarcophagus, or I'm going to make you leave." She stomped her foot and gave me a nasty look. I went inside, grabbed my shotgun, walked to the window, racked it. It was empty anyways. She heard the tch and scampered off. 30 minutes later, the police showed up and asked if everything was okay. I explained that the crypt keeper was trespassing and she wouldn't leave, so I racked an empty shotgun to make my point. Legal, not brandishing, well within my rights. One officer said, "That's a bit extreme. You're an athletic younger guy and she's a retired woman." My response to him was, "Have you ever seen that movie Legion?" Apparently he got the reference and had to contain his laughter. They left. I never heard from the old bat again. Left that neighborhood a few years later. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.